Okay, hi. So we're coming back now to our shading process. And what I'm going to be doing now, so in a previous lesson what we've done with you is created the lines, the important lines, as well we've done a bit of a feel of fur on the lines, so it's not too, you know, sad and geometrical. So today we're going to be starting working with our shading, and that's quite a lot for the part, yeah. So for this, like in my previous lesson, I'm going to be using this simple blending tool, which looks like a makeup brush. But why don't we start now with the areas which we already covered with the color a little bit. Let's go on these lines, just smudging them slightly. That's good stuff. So what we've done now is just went over those lines which we previously created with the smudging tool, and it already looks a bit more, you know, got more volume. So what I would like to work now with is eyes. I'm gonna use the softer pencil. I mean, that's actually 2B, but I've got the 6B here, but it doesn't matter. I mean, anything like 2B and up, it would do. I mean, I've got whatever I've got, you know, handy. And I just want to work a bit more with the eyes. I'm gonna go around the area which we created. I'm gonna go around under. So if you will have a look on the reference image, he's got a very dark area around the eyes, yeah. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna create this dark area, very dark, as dark as we can. Well, so I still don't go too mad with pressure on my pencil. I mean, when the pencil is soft, you don't really need to go too mad with this. So why don't we gently draw this kind of one square here and another square here, so you don't put color in it, because that's going to be the highlighted area. That's what's going to bring our eye to life. So we're just going to 2 squares here, I hope you can see it, and I'm just going to color the middle part of the eye in a darker look. Alright, so let's do it like this. Let's do it a little more. So we're going to leave the lighter line, and when we're going to be doing smudging now, this lighter line isn't going to be as light. It's going to be lighter than the darks, and that's exactly what we need. So we've done one eye. What I want to use is a blending tool, but which is another tool, another blending tool. It's like I think it's called a stamp tool, paper stamp. It's made of paper, like pressed paper. Why I'm using this, simply because it's really hard with that blending tool to get in the smaller details, and I want to concentrate on outline, blend this color, and maybe bring it a little bit here with the lighter part, as well as this one. So we don't want a wide outside, because that's not the white area in his eye. It's kind of you know, the color of his eye is brown, but since we are working with the graphite and we've got only one color, we have to create the lighter area. Yeah, so and let's do a bit more darker color in here. And we didn't touch that highlighted area at all. Right, and why don't we do the other eye now straight away the same? So first of all, we're creating the line. I mean, don't worry too much where your line's supposed to be. It's going around the eye. It's a kind of a good thickness, but if it's you know, not perfect, it's fine. It's a, I keep on saying that it's a dog, and it's not perfect. They're not perfect. They're not perfectly symmetrical. So as long as they're approximately in the right place, and say one eye is in here and here, not one eye here or another eye here, so that's all good. So now let's try to do these squares as well here. I mean, it's not squares on the photo reference, but I thought, like, you know, you can do squares. I mean, you are an artist, yeah, and you can change it. You can change a little bit the way it's in the picture. So we're doing the same. It's just my computer fell asleep, so I have to. Right, we're going to go a bit closer. I personally think this eye is a bit bigger, but it's alright. It's alright. It's actually, you know, good for you to see. Nothing is perfect, and I'm pretty sure you're doing really well. Let's use our paper blending tool and go around, yeah? And when we're done, like blended these colors, we can go in a minute. You see, we already got the color on our blending tool, and it's just mixing it. So that's eye is definitely bigger, so I'm gonna get it a bit bigger, this one. Oh, no, that's not the right pencil. There, try it a bit bigger. I mean, for me it's very awkward because I'm sitting kind of in a corner trying to make sure you can see everything what I'm doing. Right, okay, so approximately I'm kind of happy. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take again my soft pencil, because look, these areas, what are the darkest areas? Like he's got a very good dark area here around the eye, yeah, and where the eyebrows are, and then we're going to work with this area. So let's, where this line is, we created, if we will go around it again and take it down to the eye like this. And then we're going to do the same here. This is the line. And then just try to maybe do a bit more with the far direction. That's it. And then we're just going to... I don't put as much pressure as when I was doing the eyes. I don't want it to be as dark as the eyes. I want it to be dark, but not as dark as the eyes. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go straight away right next to this line, not particularly on it, but right next to it, and get it to here, as well as here. Okay. Okay, so here we can have a look what will work better, our blending tool like this or our paper tool. Let's try with this one first, because the area here is alright, and you straight away can go a bit over the you know, area which you colored. Okay, and this one. That's it. Not too bad. I think not too bad. That's it. And we're gonna go here, here, here. That's it. Oh, he's got such a sad look. And then we're gonna put more color in here. That area is really dark as well. So now let's try to get the line here. It's actually as dark as the line around the eyes. Put as much pressure as well as this one, right? And then as well as this one. This is the area where we put the biggest amount of pressure. So try to aim so we've got this kind of nice curvy bit in the middle of his nose. Okay, that's it. And a very dark line in here. And another dark line in here. Look, those lines are quite dark because that are very deep around his nose. And that's why we put so much pressure on the pencil. And then go around, not as dark, not as too much pressure, but go around the nose like this. Let's take our paper tool and just go in the areas where I put the shadows. And look, we are now working not with the pencil but with this tool, creating a highlighted area, because for highlights here we are using literally the color of the paper, yeah? So if you will just do a bit more, you know, dark or light where you see is using just the tool already because it's got color on it. But then we need to keep highlighted areas quite good so we could see the volume. So we just go like this, and then if I see here, so I'm not going to touch these areas because they're quite light. So here and here. That's it. That's looking good. Okay, and let's now carry on with our dark areas on his mouth area. Here's again those lines and those mouth lines. I'm working quite dark with a soft, my pencil is quite soft. I mean, as I said, anything like to be and softer would do good. And then that's a very dark area here. Keep on looking at the references, and so for example, this is the darkest area, but I see there's a like, you know, it's gently spreading over here, so I could do it straight away while I'm working with that area. Oh, that's it. What a cute face coming up, isn't it? So now, this area, again, I'm using just my blending tool. I don't even like put any color. Right, we'll work with the rest of it later. And let's go up here and a bit more down. Okay, so let's take our soft tool again and go around the darkest parts on his folders. You just, it's exactly what we've done before, but we're going again, because this time the color, we're gonna spread the color. We're not just gonna leave the color in the folders. We're gonna work the same. We're just gonna blend the color with the paper blending tool, and then just gently spread it. So not putting any color in between, just using the whatever is on our blending tool. Look at this one folder. Yeah, it's quite deep and dark. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. And for example, some of the things I didn't do before, and I noticed there's a line here. And you're very welcome to draw additional lines if you see them. Why not? Just go for it. Be creative. I maybe missed something. I just far away from perfect. I just want to help you a little bit with you know, creating the right shape, the right look, and you yourself can do quite a lot. So for example, I noticed that line was missing here. I'm going. Just right. So okay, I'm done this one. I'm just gonna connect this a little bit on here, and then because I can see that this is eyebrow line. Okay. So I say, why don't we start with my with the paper blending tool? And I'll just go, before going too much from the lines, I'm just gonna go over the lines first. Yeah, that's gonna be my technique here. I'm just gonna go on the lines with my paper blending tool, and then I'm gonna, when I like, you know, kind of put the color in a paper, I need it to stay. I need these lines to be the darkest, yeah? These lines which shows us where actually his skin folders, and we need to keep them the darkest. And then we take this tool. When we went over these lines with our paper tool, so, and then I just want you to try to smudge it. Look what I'm doing. Yeah, I need to keep the middle in between them the most highlighted, so I still want it to be with the color. So I take the color from the lines which were created with my blending tool and smudge it in direction how his fur is going, and then from the top and from the bottom, say, and then because I leave the middle white, it's it creates this volume straight away. Right, I hope you're doing well. I would really want to see your drawing. If you decided to go for it, if you've been with me, I'm very happy to have a look at what you created. Also, if you want me to do any particular breed of dog, why don't you leave the comment and I see if I can do it for you. My idea now, I just started with this idea of door rings, and I want to see whether it's really work for people, whether it's you know, something what interesting for people who wants to draw. Yeah, so and I decided, because I'm a pet artist, I decided I'm gonna do first a few different breeds of dogs, cats, some other pets, but also we can work with wild pets like lions and zebras, anyone, you name it. But I want to find for you the easy way to draw it. For me, the most challenging was always to get it right, to get the right initially the look. Then since coloring and shading, it's much easier. But if you draw free-handed, without copying, without, like, you know, using some ways when you just copy and then you're coloring in, it's different. Yeah, so that's a very different situation. It's if you really want to try to draw something freehand. Yeah, that's what I was trying, that's what my lessons for. Right, now we're gonna go to the ears area. So so what I'm gonna do here, I'm just gonna do a little bit of this line because it's not very fluffy. And this line, if you will have a look, it's not as dark at the top, but these areas very dark, the darkest part. Yeah, the darkest part of the park isn't his ears. No, that's just a joke. Not really. I mean, they're very cute. I'm putting quite a strong pressure on my pencil. Let's do it this way. Let's blend these lines first. When I want to keep the color more in place and keep it as dark as possible, I'd probably use this paper tool. I think that other one, which is like a makeup brush, it spreads color more, so it's almost dissolving it more. And when I want to keep the color, I just do it this way. So now let's do the top part. I am not putting as much pressure, if you hear, if you see, as in here, but these ears still have to have a volume. So I think if I will look at the reference, I will see there are a few darker parts and the light one. The dark one going towards the end of the ear, yeah? So that's why I am putting more pencil in here and here. That's it. And same in here. So first I'm gonna just give it a good coverage with my pencil, and then I'm gonna try to go on top, creating more color. So, and also just gonna add a bit more here. Okay. So if you're going a little bit over the border or the lines, do not worry too much. We're gonna like clean all this out. So what should we use here? why don't I use on the darkest areas my paper tool, since I'm sure it gives more color. And then I'm gonna take my blending tool and I'm just gonna spread the rest gently, yeah, in between. That's it. We're gonna do more highlights with this Kneadable eraser later on. So do not worry if you lost the highlights, because I certainly need more here. I certainly lost some. And I want to go in here a bit because I need to show the line, the fur line. I don't want it to be straight and perfect. That's why I just do it like this. Right, okay, so and the top of his head, if you'll have a look, we've got a quite straight line in the middle, at the top of the head. I am sharpening my pencil at the moment. So that line, if you see, let me just get my stand so I don't lean my hand on a picture. So that line, let's make it a little bit like this. Just go with a soft pencil on the top, as well as with the ears. Yeah, let's just do a bit more of a hair, right? And since it's such a tiny line, I'm just gonna do it with the paper blending tool, because it will be hard to do it with the other one. Right, looking good, looking good. It's up to you whether you want to do it all in one day, whether you want to spend a few days creating it. So you maybe want to pause my video and just go and do something else, do some gardening, some cooking, some knitting, or some playing, depending on what age you are. Well, anyway, in here I'm looking at the reference now and I see he's got this dark area in here. So, and it's quite easy for us now because we're pretty much going on the lines which we already created, yeah? So do you remember this line we created? It's kind of almost dropped off, but it's alright. So we're just gonna go, I want to go a bit more here because it's very obvious his hair there. And carry on now. Remember with that, when we see very dark, so that line, look, it's going right here, but it's also here, and then we're gonna go right here, maybe even a bit more. Why I do such a wide lines here? Because obviously this area is dark, so even though I do the dark lines here and I carry on with this darker lines, even though those are highlighted areas, but I need to create the feel of a dark color here, or black. So that's supposed to be light, that's kind of black. Just keep looking at the reference. Now you're working with the shades, yeah? Now you've got all the lines you need. You just need to concentrate on where the darkest area. Right, I created a little bit of a mess now, but I'm gonna like make it all nice and pretty now. So I've created the darkest line, the less darkest. So I'm just gonna go with my Faber blending tool on the top of all these very dark lines. Okay. That's it. And I'm going to take my other blending tool and go in between. I think we need to create a bit more under his chin. Do you remember I was trying to do these curvy lines when we were just doing can't really see much here, but it's kind of a lines like this. And let's now create these jaw lines a bit more clear, because that's it. And that's it. Now I want you to concentrate on these lines. Taking us to his eye. I don't put any more colour. I'm trying to be careful here because I mean we somehow need to give the idea that that is the light part. I mean that's the thing, isn't it, with graphite pencils? You have to use one pencil at the same time. You have to show so many different, like, you know, colours, and that's sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes it is not easy. So that's the line. I just was trying to get his body before, and I'm not going to concentrate too much on this. Right. I'm going to try to do now some highlights, and I'm going to be using for this my Kneadable eraser, and let's see how it's going to work. I've done the shape, and I've tried to go on the most highlighted areas, the one I think has to stand out the most, like the eyebrows, and then you can do a bit more here, that's it, and a bit more here. Again, you can follow me, but the best way is to look at the reference and try to see where you see the highlight or the lightest area of the pug. I mean, they're obviously going to be in the middle of this, like, you know, folders. That's it. I am not going to take this drawing to perfection, but you are always welcome to do this. It depends how much you enjoy doing it. It depends how much time you want to spend on it, how much effort you want to put into it. I think when you go to this stage, it's pretty much up to you then how good it could look, because if you've done all the lines right, I think I'm going to add a bit more light in here in the line to make it more alive. Let's see. And also I'm going to do a bit more line here and line in here. Let's have a look at his nose. That's it. And here. That's it. And then we get those. And I'm doing a little, like a little dots of rubbing off area. So just trying to give a feel of that's it's, you know, the fur. Where it is highlighted area, don't just rub it off here like we've done with the ears. Do it little dots like this, so it's will more look natural. Will look more natural. Oh my god, you're probably having fun listening to me talking. So sometimes I say a very strange way. It's probably just gonna stay with me forever since I've been born in Russia, and even though I think I know English language pretty good, but I am far away from perfect in English language. I don't mind. I mean, as long as you don't mind. I don't mind. As long as you understand me, we are good. Right, why don't I do a bit more shading with the body area and just a bit more in here I can see, and then maybe do his whiskers, and I probably will be finishing, but you, it's up to you. Please carry on if you feel like it. Take it to the next level, and as I said before, email to me or write a comment if you want me to, you know, help you with something, or if you want to share with me the way you've done it. I will be absolutely delighted. That's it. So at the moment I'm just creating a little bit of color so I can blend it with my blending tool. It's just because I don't like to, you know, really leave just a head without neck. It's almost not complete. So, and let's do this. So our mission now, quickly do this, do this, do this, do this. Oh, he's sad. They've got this sad look, aren't they? This, I don't think it's because they are sad. I think it's because they just got these eyebrows and such a lovely big eyes. That's it. Okay, so my blending tool is dying now. What I want to do is just tidy up a little bit around the ears. Tidying up a little bit, just like this. That's it. And I'm just gonna try to make it more nice and smooth. At the moment it's a bit mess. All these little details, they do take a time, but why not? Why not to get it to the perfection? Whatever perfection is for you. Right. Okay, so look, what I want to do now is, first of all, I want to add a bit more color here, because he's definitely got a bit more here. I'm gonna do now his whiskers. Let's see how this will go. I'm gonna take not a soft pencil. This one is 2B, and because I need more sharper line, and something like this I think it's going. Sit. And also I'm working on this side now. Notice I have no kind of system with this, but I'm just trying to do this side of the painting first. I'm just looking at his I think I can only see 2 eyebrows, but I wonder, should I add one more here? I'll add one more, and then go to this side like this, and that's it, one more. So this part in the picture looks like he's got only 2 eyebrows, but in our case it's going to be 3. In my case, well, anyway, let's do his whiskers. Just doesn't have to be the way it is on a picture, as long as you give it a good direction. Kind of, you know, they're not going like this. If they're going this way, that's the way the whiskers on pugs growing. Okay, so that's what is important for us to put it in the right way. A bit awkward. It wouldn't be as awkward if I wouldn't be trying to do it for the camera, but I'm pretty sure you should be fine. Okay, and let's get a bit more here. That's it. I wonder if we'll just try to add a bit more lines in here. That's another thing you can do, I believe. Is just to add lines little lines with the pencil. But watch, when you do the lines, if you're gonna go cover all the white ones with the lines, you may end up losing the highlight. So when you do the lines, you can give a feel of it, like so I'm doing now, with not a soft pencil, like, you know, don't go with a 6B in here. You can give it a feel. Don't go on a most highlighted area, I would say so. Like this area, for example, if you would want to bring it to the perfection, this area has to be definitely darker. Go that way, and this area definitely darker. So I'm just shading even it now. That's it. Yeah, so it's I suggest use the blending tool to blend this one. You want it to be a bit too soft. Blend a little bit the areas where the eyebrow started, yeah, as well as whiskers. Just the areas where you started drawing it. So it's not as, like, you know, unrealistic. You want it to be a bit more natural, yeah. Okay, so still could be done a lot. Still could be done a lot of wrinkle in his nose, and, you know, all these little things which are creating this beautiful look of this dog. But I'm going to be finishing now. I'm going to be leaving it with you. And I honestly say, if you've got the time and desire, carry on. Get it more perfect. But for now, that's it. And well, hopefully you was with me and enjoyed this art tutorial. See you next time.